everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathleen, and today's video is going to be the very first video that I do a bullet journal video. So I've been doing bullet journal for about a year and a half now, and over this past year and a half I really just been trying to find my comfort zone when it comes to bullet journaling, where I like my bullet journals to be at, what I like to do with them. And over the past year and a half I usually have been using my bullet journal as both a planner and as well as a reading bullet journal. However, this year I decided to go ahead and completely change up my bullet journal. I am completely getting rid of the planner part of my bullet journal and just keeping my bullet journaling as a strict reading bullet journal. I know that a lot of people do bullet journaling, and I know a lot of people use it for different things that suit them, and so I wanted to go ahead and share my journey with you guys with terms of bullet journaling. In this video I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my 2020 setup as well as my January setup. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so here's the bullet journal that I am using this year. I got this from Amazon and it was actually fairly cheap, and the one criteria that I had for my bullet journals is that I need thick pages. I don't like thin pages. They have to be at least 120 GSM, and this is the bullet journals I used to use before. They were just plain black and they had 120 GSM pages, and so that's what I wanted from my new bullet journal. It's just the thickness of the pages. And so I found this one and I really like the illustrations that the cover had. Turning the first page, by the way, this journal is from Minimalist Art. It has a place for you to put your name and address. I just put my name. And then there was 2 pages here. However, I didn't see the need for them for me to use, so I just went ahead and glued them together. And then on the left side it has an index page. I don't generally use the index pages, but I decided to this year just because for me to at a glance see what my bullet journal it has so far. And then so I started with just a simple hello 2020. I thought about doing more with this page, but I just decided I wanted to leave it as is. It does bother me slightly that it's off-centered, but obviously I can't fix that. I don't want to have to keep gluing pages together every time I make a mistake, so I'm just leaving it as is. And then on the next page, use this phrase with every new bullet journal that I start, and so the adventure begins. Last year I used more illustrations on this page, but I decided to keep it very, very simple. And then this page is just my year at a glance, 2020 at a glance. It just gives me all the months and which weekday each day falls on. And it was very annoying to hand draw this. It took me a very long time, which is why this is my future log. I decided to print out all the months because I didn't want to have to hand draw all the months again. So this is my future log, and I really like doing future logs just because I can see what's coming up in the month that's important. So I already started in January. I'll be putting in birthdays, anniversaries, special events that I have to go to. And here is the second 2 pages of the future log. And then the next page is the books I've read in 2020. Now last year I hand drew this. I hand drew all of this, and it took me so long that I decided I never wanted to do it again. So I found this template on Google. It was a free printable, and I printed it and it fit perfectly on 2 pages. And basically what I'm gonna do is on every single individual book I'm just gonna write a book that I have read in year of 2020. And I just realized that that's wrong. It needs to say 2020. So I'm gonna fix that after this video. Next is my YouTube pages. Now I don't like how milestones came out, but I am practicing my fonts and my calligraphy. On the left side I'm gonna keep track of my milestones, and on the right side I'm going to keep track of any video ideas that I would like to do on my channel. And this is the end of my bullet journal setup. Now starting with my monthly spreads. The first month of course is January, and January I decided to go with a light theme. I seen this a lot on Instagram, so I decided I wanted to go ahead and emulate it as well. And I drew a bunch of these light bulbs, and I drew a bunch of these little stars. And the quote that I chose, I always have a quote for every single one of my monthly spreads, is happiness can be found in the darkest of times if only one remembers to turn on the light. And that was by Albus Dumbledore. And then on the next side, again, I absolutely hate doing redundant, repetitive things. I used to draw the months by hand and it took so long and I hated doing it that I decided this year I am not doing it. So every single month I will just print out the month and I will glue it onto the pages. What I do with these pages is that under each day I write down the video that I put out. So for example, on January 1st I did put out my 2020 most anticipated books, so I'm just gonna write my most anticipated books of 2020 under day 1, and then so on and so forth. Alright, and then starting on the next page, this is where my reading pages start. And on the left is my TBR page. I used to draw these clipboards, but again, I hated doing it, so I go ahead and make it easier on myself. I found these little cute little clipboards and I'm printing them out every month to do this. And so basically the smallest clipboard is usually going to be my book club books, and this month in January I only have one, so I will go ahead and write that down right now. And this month we are reading Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And this is for the BookTube Chicks book club that I co-host with my good friends Chloe from the Brunette Bibliophile and Desiree from Libri Labra. I haven't decided what I'm going to read besides my book club book. I am going through a book slump right now, so as I read, I'll add books to this list. Moving on to my page tracker. This is something that Books and Lala does, and I decided to go ahead and emulate it as well. My friend Chloe from the Brunette Bibliophile also uses this page. And this is just basically a tab for me to keep track of how many pages I'm reading per month. Now I know a lot of people don't like doing these, but that's okay. I personally really do. I go by every 25 pages. And then the next page is my books read and my book ratings. So for every book that I read, I just draw out the spine of a book and I'll write the book title with the author's name. And then on this side, what I do, I use my printer a lot on my bullet journals, if you can't tell, is that I print out a little small picture of the book title and then I draw how many stars I gave that book. So for example, here's my last bullet journal, and this was from my July spread, which was the last good reading month that I've had since my awful reading slump that I'm going through right now. As you can see, as I said, I just draw book spines and then I'll just write the title with the author. And here's what I mean by printing out the covers of each book and then drawing out the stars to represent the star rating that I gave. So this is what my book ratings and my books read will look like. Alright, so this is actually my last page for this month. This 2 pages will start February. Obviously, if I'm doing other things in terms of my reading during the month, I will be adding more pages, such as if I'm doing any special readathons or if I'm going on any reading retreats, as I often do with my good friends Chloe from the Brunette Bibliophile and Desiree from Libri Labra. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a quick overview of my bullet journal. If you guys are interested in continuing to see my bullet journal videos, let me know down in the comments below, because I really like doing bullet journals. Obviously, I'm still learning my style. I'm still learning what I like to do with my bullet journal. This year, I'm completely getting rid of the planner part. I'm just focusing on being a reading planner, a reading journal. Anyway, guys, that is all for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. All of my social medias are linked down below, including Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads if you'd like to follow me on those platforms. I hope to see you guys on my next video. Have a good day, guys, and keep reading. Bye!